The press conference the NPP held yesterday and the allegations they leveled against the person of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama can be described as a poor and comical attempt at equalization. Equalization that has no legs to stand on. They campaigned based on several promises, one of which was to fight corruption and protect the public purse. That is in the run-up to the 2016 elections. They said President Mahama was corrupt, he was not fighting corruption enough, and was not protecting the public purse, and that President Akufo-Addo was incorruptible and should be given the opportunity to rule this country, because under him, corruption will be fought ruthlessly, and all people who engage in corruption will be dealt with in accordance with law. And so, based on this promise and other lofty promises they gave in 2016, they were elected into office to come and fight corruption from all spheres, okay, or from all quarters, whether from the past NDC regime or in their own governments. It's been 5 years since we elected them. None of the allegations of corruption they made against President Mahama as a person or key appointees or functionaries of the NDC Mahama administration have been proven. President Mahama still remains squeaky clean almost 5 years after leaving office.
What do you say to those who say that by the courts of this republic have incarcerated some officials of the Mahama administration?
Yeah.
There are many others who are standing trial. Of course, you cannot tell whether they are guilty or innocent.
Yeah, simple answer.
But at least there is evidence that the courts of Ghana have incarcerated some.
Okay, simple answer. Those who have been incarcerated were not ministers or deputy ministers or frontline political appointees who worked with the president as part of the executive arm of government. These were technocrats appointed to head agencies, and they have been incarcerated for offenses not connected to corruption. Because, and I'm sure you are talking about the NCA case, the judge in pronouncing judgment said, I am not convicting these people because they have stolen money. I'm convicting them because they decided to buy a machine called the Pegasus for national security without board approval or PPA approval. And so because they did not get the approval of the NCA board or the PPA for that contract, even though they have bought the machine, they have caused financial loss, or they have misapplied funds of NCA.
They didn't follow the process.
Exactly. So that has got nothing to do with the allegations they made when they were in opposition that President Mahama has inflated the cost of Ameri. President Mahama has inflated the cost of Ridge Hospital. President Mahama has inflated the cost of the Kumasi Airport Rehabilitation Project, the Kaswa Interchange, and so on. Specific allegations were made by no less a person than President Akufo-Addo at the time, the opposition leader. He even said that we had used $10 million to print presidential diaries. They said Ridge Hospital, we had inflated the cost and all that. What has become of all these allegations, which were made against the person of President Mahama and other frontline political appointees? Not a scintilla of evidence has been established or adduced by government 5 years after being in office to prove any of these allegations. And so if you keep on talking about, the formal administration was corrupt, that is why you have been given an opportunity to serve. If you think that somebody engaged in corruption, adduce the evidence, put them before courts of competent jurisdiction, secure convictions, and then we can have that discussion.
They have demonstrated.
They have not.
Hold on. They have demonstrated that, for example, if you were to take the Sipton, is it Sipton?
Yeah.
Yes. There's clear case of not looking for value for money. That's their claim. That look, you're going to do something that would have eventually cost us over 2 billion. The thing has been done for 4 million. And recently we're told that even the company that went to arbitration has lost the case to government because some things that arbitration asked them to do, they didn't do. Like they should set aside some funds to cover, they couldn't do it.
Another fallacious argument.
Why?
There were those who we know the people who executed the Septon agreement. Has anybody been charged or accused of wrongdoing?
Not that I'm aware of. Yes,
is anybody standing?
There was an official of the Bank
Administrative.
of Ghana.
They claim, I mean, and for me that is vendetta. If you think that somebody has taken a bribe or somebody has committed corruption, the antidote is not just an administrative action of dismissal, but beyond that. Because that worker was not even the one who executed the agreement. We know the ones who executed the agreement. Has any of them been accused of wrongdoing at any appropriate forum? Has anybody been charged? Is anybody being prosecuted? So it is just the usual baseless allegations they make against innocent people. Because there is nothing in that arbitral award that says that the Septon deal was a corrupt deal. There is nothing about it being overpriced or it being corrupt, a corrupt deal. There is nothing like that. All the arbitration panel said was that, look, government has terminated the agreement. You have come to challenge the termination. You are asking for damages. But under the agreement, there were conditions precedent you needed to fulfill. You did not fulfill, so the termination was proper. That is all. A purely contractual issue. What has that got to do with inflation of cost? Because if you look at the claims about inflation, they are totally baseless. Two different agreements of different scopes. How can you even compare the pricing? And even the price that they are putting on the Septon thing is even false. Government was not even going to pay a peso. So, yet another red herring calculated to divert attention from the monumental cases of corruption we are seeing under them. What am I saying? The first point I'm making is that they said all the things they said in their press conference yesterday in 2016, called Mahama names, demonized and bastardized him. It's been 5 years. They have not been able to prove any of these allegations. All the other allegations they were rehashing about, bars branded, is being settled. Reference have been made to the state. A minister of state resigned. Ford Gift, Shraj investigated it. There was no criminality. There was no bribery. There was no corruption. It's been dismissed. So these are desperate, corrupt people who are seeking to divert attention from their corrupt deals. You see, what President Mahama said, which is what they are paying about, is the gospel truth. And if you are a Ghanaian watching me, and you want the good of this country, please listen to us. These people have stolen millions of Ghana cedis. President Mahama said it, and I'm going to justify that.
No.
Okay. Okay. You at the time,
retract that.
They've not stolen.
Yes, retract that. There is no evidence of stealing. So
they've not stolen. Okay.
Retract that.
Okay. By the time I'm okay, if you're not comfortable with that, I'll retract that.
Yes.
But Randy, if
you can make your point
without
this
I'm coming. Randy. If
you know the law better than I.
No. And per the law they have stolen. But I prefer to give you the evidence first before the conclusions are drawn.
You don't give me the conclusions.
Okay.
Put out the facts.
Randy,
let the audience make their mind.
But they draw conclusions. They are calling President Mahama the king of corruption.
But you say what they are doing is wrong.
No,
so don't do the same thing.
No, I'm saying they are doing that without basis. Because none of the allegations they are making are true. And I've demonstrated
my point
that if it is Septon, there is nothing like corruption.
Yes.
If it is NCA, there's nothing like stealing.
Right.
If it is Ford Gift, there is nothing like corruption.
Right.
But if it is the Bossgate corruption scandal, where 5 million liters of state property, oil, was sold to unlicensed businesses, Moving Pina Energy and Zoop Oil, unregistered entities and unlicensed entities. Until date, the proceeds, the money that the one buying is supposed to pay to government has not been paid. That is thievery. If through a so-called fight against Galamsey, you seize 500 excavators, and the law says keep these excavators in the custody of the police, and you decide to give it to your central regional vice chairman to keep, and these 500 excavators are missing. The court said they have been stolen, they cannot be accounted for. Till date, we don't know where the 500 excavators are. This is naked thievery. And until and unless President Akufo-Addo, Dr. Bawumia, and the NPP are kicked out of office, nobody will be held responsible for this. Because it's been years since it happened. Nobody has been held responsible. They are still enjoying whatever they made from these corrupt deals. If it is the PDS deal, for example, where functionaries of this government, including an appointee of this government, Philip Ayinsu, use a fraudulent, according to government, and I'm quoting Peter Mewu, the then Minister for Energy, use a fraudulent insurance guarantee to take over a very important asset of this government, of this country. 20 billion Ghana cedis asset, ECG.
On the basis of that, government took action and terminated agreement.
You took action and terminated agreement.
Yes.
Yet, we had paid electricity bills to PDS.
Yes.
Worth $200 million, about 1.2 billion Ghana cedis.
Where are you getting these figures from?
At the vetting of the Deputy Minister for Energy, the nominee at the time, now Minister, Honorable Ejapa Mesa. Honorable Mama Yariga confronted him with the evidence that the total amount of electricity bills that we paid to PDS at the time they were managing ECG was about $200 million. In fact, there are records to show that correspondence to show that government has tried to get these funds.
Really?
And the company is saying they won't pay that back to us. Until date, they have not paid the $200 million.
Really?
So our money, yes, $200 million is still with PDS. The electricity bills have not been paid.
When Honorable Ayariga asked
Yes.
this, what did Honorable Mesa say?
They are trying, they have sued government, arbitration, whatever. But we have paid our electricity bills. So now who caused them? Who amended the requirement of bank guarantee into an insurance guarantee in flagrant disregard for what Parliament had approved in the concession agreement? Dr. Bawumia. Who was supposed to check the insurance guarantee, which in any case was even inferior to the bank guarantee they were supposed to provide to establish their financial capacity to manage ECG? Who was supposed to even check the authenticity of that insurance guarantee? Ken Uforiata, ECG, and all that. Did they do that? They didn't do that. So you allow your party people, government appointees, to come and defraud us. They collect our electricity bills. They should pay it back to us. They say,
But they have this. The company believes that.
If President Mahama,
the company believes that it has a course of action. That is why you mentioned arbitration or something.
That's what they are trying to.
Yes.
So how do we get our money? And don't forget that because of this deal.
Let the
we should wait.
Hold on. Let the course of action. And I remind you again that you're a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer.
Okay.
That once they've embarked on that line of action, let us be patient and allow.
Wait. Government is alleging fraud. Government is when you think that I can use a fraudulent, you and I, let's form a company. Then we use a fraudulent guarantee. Come and take over an important government asset, ECG. We collect electricity bills out for about 6 months. Then we are caught, pants down, that our guarantee was not even good. We didn't have any capacity. Even the premium on the insurance guarantee, we use electricity bills of customers of ECG to pay. We are caught too. We are in Ghana. You think we'll be working free?
No.
Because apart from the civil element of the case, there is a criminal element. What are they doing? You have alleged fraud. Why, whilst we were pursuing civil action, we're also pursuing criminal action. So if you have alleged fraud, and clearly it's been established that the insurance guarantee was fraudulent, our court has denied knowledge of that guarantee. What criminal action have they taken against these people? Some of whom are appointees. Philip Ayonsu was appointed by President Akufo-Addo to the NCA board. They are still working free. If President Akufo-Addo Bawumia are not kicked out and President Mahama brought in as president, how would they pay? They will enjoy this Nkostoli money. Apart from that, Ejapa, the one which led to the resignation of Martin Amidu, the special prosecutor, when he did his corruption risk assessment and said that there is potential corruption in this because there has been procurement rigging, there have been breaches of the public procurement law, and so on. The agreement is illegal. It didn't conform with law. It is not in the interest of the country. Yet, millions have been paid to law firms.
Millions?
Yes, millions of Ghana cedis. What was paid to African legal associates and their legal partners were millions of Ghana cedis. For the legal services they provided for the
African legal associates
belonging to Gabi Ochedako.
They said that they received a little over $100,000.
$100,000?
Yes.
And you believed him?
Oh yes.
I
nobody has. No.
Even if it's $100 million, $100,000,
yes.
no, that is 6 billion old Ghana cedis. Is that small money? If
but it's for work done.
But work done for what? If the agreement is void because of illegality, any payment made under it is void.
The agreement being void does not mean that the law firm didn't do work.
But every payment,
it is not for the law firm.
Every payment,
I understand.
Every payment made under that void agreement must be refunded.
I understand what you're saying.
Yes.
But I'm a law firm. I've been asked to maybe draft documents. I've done that. If you have not gone to secure the necessary permits and approvals, how does that affect me? I've done my work for you. I'll collect my money.
But agreement.
My work was not to go and secure approvals for you.
No. My point is that if an agreement is void because of unconstitutionality or illegality, every payment made under same is also void. There must be refunded. So your point is that is the isophoton Wyoming water principle established by the Supreme Court.
Sammy. So your point is that whoever made the payment, whether approved the payment or initiated the payment,
made the payment? We know him.
Just hold on.
Another cousin of the president. Yes.
Just hold on. Whoever was involved in the payment, to the extent that you refer to isophoton and all that, a financial loss has been occasioned, and therefore they should be held responsible.
Exactly. And refunds should be made because you see, did the deal even materialize?
As for the work there, they've done it.
No, I'm saying that the Japan deal.
You want a birth certificate I've given you. You are unable to secure a passport.
Okay, so you and I as Ghanaians, Ghana as a republic, what have we benefited from the Japan deal? Oh, no. It's been suspended.
I mean,
so we have not benefited anything from it. So why must those who have been paid monies that we have not benefited from it retain the money? And W. Chodako is in this country. Refund our money to us. If President Mahama doesn't come. No, I'm saying no. Why are you saying no? The point is that I'm saying you agree with me.
Listen,
you agree.
I'm saying no because the person you mention is not a public official.
Always speaking for government.
Just hold on. Yeah, he's a
okay, so Ken Ofori-Atta, who paid, should get us our money.
Yeah, you can say that.
And it is the same family. No, you know, I know you are a stickler for precision.
Especially when I'm dealing with a lawyer. I like the lawyer to deal with
because you see, the special prosecutor, you saw the findings. Clearly, he was talking about insider trading. He was talking about a deal which had been cooked for certain people in authority, people in positions of influence who sought to even rig the procurement process for their companies, including Data Bank, being transaction advisors for the deal and all that, who were going to be paid monies. At least per my chest, Data Bank was not paid before the abrogation or the suspension of the deal. But African Legal Associates was paid. The president cancelled the process or even suspended the process. We have not benefited anything from it as a state. We want to even look at it again and do it afresh. So if you've paid money for no value, get us back our money. They won't, because they have benefited. The people who have benefited are top functionaries of their party related to the president. If President Mahama doesn't come, how will we get this money back? And if you are listening to me and you are a Ghanaian, these are millions of cedis which could have been used to create jobs for you, to build schools for you, to provide you with potable water, to build roads for you. The reason why you are not getting your roads fixed is because the money is being spent on corrupt deals. So President Mahama wants us to hold these people accountable. He wants us to be able to, ensure that refunds are made to the states. Like I just gave you a few examples. PDS, BOSS, missing excavators, missing tricycles. There are a plethora of other corruption scandals that I can give you. Inflated expenditure. Okay, yesterday, I was looking at Appendix 4B and 4E of the Media Budget Review. Randy, some of the COVID expenditures there are just outrageous. I've been doing my mathematics since yesterday, looking at the population of SHS students in Ghana, looking at the open market price of a Veronica basket, face mask, and hand sanitizers, to see if I can make sense of that expenditure line. I still cannot fathom why government was $100 million, 600 million Ghana cedis. That is 6 trillion old Ghana cedis. 6 trillion.
We are not in old Ghana.
For 6 trillion.
600 million cedis.
For face mask, the 1 cedi face mask. How many did you give the school children? 788 senior high schools, a population of just about 1 million.
But they give
2 or 3.
They give tertiary institutions.
But they said secondary schools. That is what they have written. Even add the tertiary. How many face masks? How much is a face mask? Today, even the box, you buy it at about 10 cedis or 15 Ghana cedis.
Yeah, but today the prices are down.
Okay, even then Randy, you're saying. Veronica bucket, you're saying. How much is hand sanitizer? 6 trillion. Hey. So, Randy, all these inflated expenditures, all these corrupt deals, people must be held accountable. Reference must be made to the state so that the monies can be used for ventures that can benefit all of us. And the only way that can be done is when there is a regime change. Because President Akufo-Addo has demonstrated that he cannot fight corruption. That is why Martin Amidu says he's the mother serpent of corruption. He is the chief corruption clearing agent. He always shields, conceals, and defends those who engage.
Matiamedu has also had names for your...
None that I'm aware of.
You are not aware?
No.
Of the things he said about...
No name.
President Mahama.
But he could never call him a mother serpent of corruption. To the extent that he said that the biggest mistake Matiamedu has made all his life is by accepting to work as special prosecutor under this president, and that he was scammed. Dombelevo and all that. So clearly this is not a president who can fight corruption. The fight against corruption has been lost under him. He's the most corrupt. This government is the most corrupt government. I know you will not let me say he's the most corrupt president, but that's the fact.
Because there's no basis.
Because he's the only president.
No basis.
At least he's the only president in Ghana's history
who
has given personally, given executive approval to a deal which the cost of which was inflated by $800 million. That Mary Novation deal, a Mary Miscellaneous deal. And when he was caught...
Yeah, but that does not mean that is corrupt.
Hey, if President Mahama...
It's a mistake,
mistake.
Yeah, it could have been a mistake.
If me... It was not a mistake,
maybe he was misled with the facts.
No, Randy, don't fall for that. If me, as Sammy Gyamfi, a laid man, could read that document and come to the conclusion, me, except all of us, come to the conclusion that the deal had been padded by $800 million. Dankanamo, all of us, we read it. It was patent on the face of the documents. President Akufo-Addo, a lawyer of many years standing, who has the benefit of an attorney general, a minister of finance, several experts around him, could not see that deal had been padded. So, but for our vigilance, would he have brought the money back to the states?
All right.
So clearly,
so we need to.
Thank you very much. And there must be regime change to ensure that he, President Akufo-Addo, Dr. Bawumia, and all his appointees are held accountable for these corrupt deals.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Which of course are huge money.
Thanks for joining me on the show.
Thank you very much.